From the 757 to the 804 to the 404, the Real Dude Show starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Real Dude Show. Of course, I'm your host, John Alexander, and we're going to bring you another edition of the Real Dude Show, just like we always do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the show. It's been a blast, and hey, like I said, without you guys, man, I don't know where this show would be, so thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Yes, that's for you guys. That's for you. All right. Hey, listen, we got two guests coming on here tonight. Before we get into our two guests, I just wanted to say something real quick to get something off my chest, right? Always use this word sometimes, and the word is poor. Okay? Poor. Not the poor, where you have no money type of poor, but the word poor. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. Now, some of you that may know me, I've been in a couple of business opportunities, man, that I've been successful in. But it was funny that a month or so ago, and I posted this on Facebook, but a month or so ago, I had someone to approach me, right? And they said, John, man, I had this person, man, that wanted to come on board, and he was thinking it, man, but then he thought about it. He said, man, I wanted to come on board, but let me check my finances, man, to see if it's suitable for me, right? So he said, man, that he's supposed to come on board for like $220, something like that, right? So he was supposed to come on board, and the guy said, yeah, I'm excited, but let me think about it, man, before I decide to come on board. So the next day, the guy told him, you know what? I don't think I really want to come on board. I don't think this is something that it interests me, or, the money situation wasn't right. But then it kind of found out the next day after that, he saw an old boy walking around with a new pair of Jordans that cost over $220. So I'm here thinking, right, okay, you buy a pair of Jordans for $220, but you can't do something that will affect you and help you and your family for the rest of your life, for better for you and your future. So as I was thinking about that, I was like, man, for $220 for a pair of Jordans, you know what you could do with that money? For the same amount of money, you could actually start a corporation with that amount of money. Own a corporate checking account. You got a lot of people that's open checking accounts just for your business. Don't cost that much to open up a checking account. You can also purchase a domain name. I've done it with with my screenwriting business. Hey, you can purchase a domain name for a little cost, less than $100. Join a business opportunity. There's a lot of great business opportunities out there that can help you. I'm just going to name a few: World Financial Group, iMarkets Live, Legal Shield, Paycation Man, Amway. There's a lot of great opportunities you can join for just $400, right? And you can also do advertising. I mean, you can have advertising for less than $100. Budgeted. So there's a lot of stuff out there you can do for a pair of Michael Jordans, right? Because when you die, those Jordans not going with you, right? All right, then. All right. Basically, when people tell you, I just want to let you know this. When people tell you you are too broke to start a business, but then end up wearing a pair of Michael Jordans you paid $200 to $300 for, everyone knows you are talking about someone's mindset. So boss up, man. You're passing up opportunities repeatedly. So that is my word for today, man. I'm about to bring on a next guest, man. Our first guest for the day. It is insurance literacy, financial literacy month. And this guy's an expert in insurance, so annuity. So if you guys just thinking about getting some life insurance or annuity to help your family, this man's an expert in it. And I'm going to, from a former agent myself, it is very important. I spoke to this one of my first podcasts. It's very important for you guys to definitely get some insurance on yourself, some protection. not only for your family, but for yourself. If you got a business, definitely do that as well. So I'm about to bring on Mr. Lawrence Burns. All right, so give him a round of applause. Give him. All right, Mr. Lawrence Burns is about to come on and, talk to you about the ins and outs about insurance, about financial situations where it can help you. So I'm about to bring him on, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, here on the Real Dude Show, I have insurance financial expert on annuities as well, Mr. Lawrence Burns. Welcome to the Real Dude Show. Glad to have you, man. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself, John?
I'm good. Now, this man is an expert of insurance. He's going to break it down, but I want you to explain to people, me being a former agent myself, what does, insurance do for people? Think, okay, insurance is just people that's, when you die. But what can you use insurance for while you're still living? So what's that component?
Well, John, let me start with a disclaimer first, because I'm not representing my company. Now, of course, you have all my information if anybody wants anything.
Right.
And like you said, we're just a couple of dudes talking. But insurance, it's evolved so much. Back in our parents' days, insurance was considered something for burial. Even back then, they didn't consider the advantages of insurance. Mm-hmm. When you look at insurance, it's not insurance as much as it is protecting. Whether you're protecting your life, whether you're protecting the future, or you're protecting your legacy. So you got to look at it for protection. It can do many, many things, not just for burial, but living benefits is one of the things, advantages you have now. There's just so many things. All depends on each individual's needs at any given time.
Okay, good. Now, let me ask you another question. Is it great to have insurance outside of your job? And if so, why you think that's so important?
Well, it is. I personally think it is a must, because when you think about it, when you have the insurance through your job, it's not yours. You don't have a policy. I mean, you can't go in and say, "Oh, here's my policy." It is a group policy, and it's funded through the company itself. Now, if you might lose that job, you might change jobs, you might get laid off, or even retire. So when you've completed your task for that company, or I don't want to say they're done with you, but when you're no longer part of that company, then you have to go find insurance, your own individual insurance. And keep in mind, John, if you've been at the company for 20 or 30 years, you're somewhat older now. And to try and start to get a new policy at an old age, it can be very expensive.
Okay. Great answer. What is some of the things that, especially when people trying to get insurance, I'm sure the things that, you would need to look out for as far as to seeing, okay, you qualified, for a certain type of insurance. What things that you should look at when you go out there and, trying to get people some insurance policies, what are things that you tell people up front that they need so they know, okay, they can look what they look out for as far as their health and,
Well, that's going to be one of the primary things. Health is a big issue, with family history. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest. I think a lot of times people have a bad taste, or should I say, a bad connotation when it comes to insurance. But let's be honest. The insurance company is in the business to make money too. So mm-hmm. They're going, just like you're doing, they're going to look out for their interests. The better health you're in, the less your insurance is going to be, because you're healthier. That doesn't stop meaning, accidents don't happen, but the chances of the mortality rates are somewhat lower. So I recommend, if you're going to get it while you're young, get it while you're healthy, because most insurance companies, particularly when you look at something what we consider like whole life, they're going to want you to take a physical or whatnot, and to make sure that what stage of health you're in at that given time.
Okay. Now, if you were someone that's 25 to like 35 years old, 20 to 35, which insurance you probably recommend? Would it be term, or would it be a permanent insurance policy for someone that's between, say, 20 to 35 years of age?
Well, and let's be honest. And when I work with individuals, John, and that's why I try and make sure. So I think we have a obligation to do what's best for that client.
Right.
Now, depending, of course, that all comes down to your budgetary constraints. But at all opportunities, if you can get whole life, I always say get whole life because it's there for the duration of your life. Your livelihood, as long as, of course, the premium is paid. Mm-hmm. But there is no such thing as a good or bad insurance, whether it's term or whether it's a universal or whole life. It all depends on the needs of the individual and the stages you are in life. So as your stages change in life, your needs for insurance will change in life. A single person, particularly since we're talking men, a single man might just need term. He's taking care of himself. But as that individual, if he gets married and has children, we are what you consider we're responsible for that household, and that household depends on me. And I like to throw one little tidbit in here, John, that I think sometimes people forget. The reason we say insurance or protection is a lot of times the most important asset that a father or the breadwinner brings to the home is not the house, it's not the cars, it's your ability to make income going forward.
Exactly.
So if you lose that ability for that income, your family, so if you're making $50,000 a year and something happens to you, we'll say 10 years, the same way you do when you finance a house or a car, that's $500,000 worth of income that's gone. So your ability to make income is what you're protecting for your family.
Okay, that's great. Great answer. And one last thing as far as insurance, explain the difference, because some people really don't know about a key man policy when it comes to, rerunning a business. What is a key man policy about, and what is it actually used for in case something...
Well, we look at it now, a key man, and it's also like almost somewhat like a business partner. So we'll take something like most people don't realize, like in your churches, your pastor is a key man,
right?
And in that case, and not saying it's not like a rock show or whatnot, but that pastor, if he's been there for a while, he has a large congregation. That congregation is familiar with that pastor. They know they can go talk with him. They know the pastor has a feel for the church. He has a feel for the pulse. He's what holds that together. When you lose a pastor, most churches or most religious institutions have, they do a search committee. It might take a while to find the next pastor. And we're assuming that the income, which is coming in through tithes and offering and things of that nature, if there's a usual drop in that income, but the church's bills don't necessarily drop. You still have to pay for the lights, the electricity. The lights, the electricity. If the building is not paid for, the mortgage is still there. So in that case, a pastor would be like a key person. If you and I are in business together, John, I take care of the administrative part. Say we're doing like a construction site. Mm-hmm. I do the administrative part. You're more into the field and have the designs. If either one of us is lost, there's a 70-80% chance that there's going to be drop in our business. So I need to be able, or you need to be able to supplement that income or to continue that income coming in because we want the business to continue. So if that person is a key, and the key word there is not an individual per se, it's that position. So if you're saying like if I'm I won't say a financial institution, but if somebody who's doing all my books or maintaining my office manager or somebody like that who I depend on, hey, that's a key individual in there.
Okay, good. Lawrence Burns, ladies and gentlemen. And explain some people about annuities. They may seem like, I'm kind of confused about it. But explain the definition of what annuities can do and